up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, Serendipity. Today I'm going to be reacting to do English people like American accents. To be honest, I never really thought about this subject. I do have to say, it's something that I've seen plenty of times of like English people, like when they try to like imitate accents. Well, they do Boston really good, or like any type of Northeast accent pretty good. Or just Valley, or they do it like very just the most broad American, where it's like you can't really pinpoint where they're from, but you can just tell that they're American, like one of those just very broad American accents. For me personally, have not found an English person that does an authentic country accent. Even in shows, I can almost point out every single a southern accent that people are like trying to put on. You can see when people are putting so much effort to the words that they're trying to say, it's not good. It's just not good. And like me, I seen an old tape of me as like 4 or 5 years old, and I forgot how country sounded. I was very country, in which I wouldn't say I do now. I feel like I lost it just because with school, like they try to teach you like you gotta say this word this specific way, and if you say it any other way, you're not saying it right. Like for me, I'm an old white stuff like zinc. I used to say zinc all the time with a Z. That's how like country people say zinc, and that's how I grew up saying zinc. And then getting into school, getting into kindergarten and first grade, they're like, no, it has an S. You say sink, not zinc. And I'm like, but that's how I say it. I feel like I lost my southern accent, so I don't even know what even category you would even put my accent in. I feel like it's just American. Yeah, so I'm actually very interested. I feel like this is either going to be a knockout of just a bunch of people saying, oh, I hate American accents, or it's going to be, a nice balance. But I feel like if they like the American accent, I feel like they're all going to say like Boston and those Northeast accents. That's my #1 pick that I feel like everyone's going to say. Or majority is going to say that everybody's going to say Boston. But yeah, I'm actually really curious, so let's get into this video.
Queen Victoria and her people. Nice. James Prime here, and today I am back in England. Now this time I won't just be staying in London. I plan to go check out some other cities in town, so if you have any recommendations on where I should visit next, let me know. I just might chase it up. Now a while ago I made a couple videos called What Americans Think About England, and throughout those videos you'll notice a recurring theme that Americans really like the English accent.
Yeah, I think like the cute accents, cute British accents, so I like their accent.
I love the accents there too.
I like their accent.
Their accents are kind of funny, it's kind of cool.
Their accents are pretty cool.
I love their accent.
I like how they talk.
So today I thought it'd be fun to see if the opposite is true. I want to see if the American accent or accents are just as good to them as the English accent is as good to us. I don't know. Let's go find out.
I'm getting more curious.
So when you think of American accent, what type of accent are you thinking of?
Well, on the internet there's that typical American girl voice that's like, oh my god.
I can't really name the different regional differences. The only one that stands out to me is the New York accent. I'm kind of scared of anyone with that accent. I did actually have a teacher with a New York accent, and she scared the shit out of me. So
for me, it's always the nasally California, oh my god, awesome.
Right.
That's the classic for me. Probably California and Los Angeles and all that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
I think it's quite
Everybody's
loud.
Yeah.
Can be loud. They pronounce the words really well. You understand them really easily, but
Right.
it can be a bit annoying sometimes.
See, mine's I had to go deep, is it Texas when they're really deep? Southern, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Texas in the south, didn't know that. Or they all there's just one American accent Like here, like you said, you go down the road, there's another accent. Whereas in America, I feel like everyone just speaks the same.
I would say either like the high-pitched Midwestern accent, especially female accent, or I would say like your upper South, like Tennessee.
I do like a good Midwest accent. Like it has to be like really thick, like a real Midwestern accent.
Like drawl, something like that.
Probably the New York accent. Yeah, I like the way they say coffee.
It's going to sound really weird, but something not too dissimilar from your accent, like kind of
Midwest.
yeah, exactly, Midwest. Like like I definitely don't think default of New York or like deep South or anything like that. So yeah, something like Midwest, I'd say. Yeah.
What are your general thoughts on the American accent?
I don't know. I think it depends on the person that it's coming from, but I like it. I think because it's the same language, but you use different words and kind of say things slightly differently. I think it's just interesting. So I quite like having a conversation with an American person.
I think because we grew up with a lot of American TV, so I'm just quite neutral to it. It's just an accent.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
The American accent is like the English accent of the internet, and everyone digests content on the internet now. So now it means like if you have an English accent, you're this kind of exotic token who just sounds a bit like Hugh Grant, sounds a bit kind of weedy and pathetic.
Right.
Whereas the American accent is kind of feels a bit more like luxuriant in comparison.
Right.
There's a very annoying accent, but I don't know where it's from. And it's like hi, it's Cali, like, I don't know.
So I relocated to America when I was 16. At the time, I had a real English accent, and found it incredibly hard to be understood. I would ask for like a glass of water in a restaurant, and people actually wouldn't get it at all. So
Really?
I deliberately started putting on a more American accent, like, can I get a water? Oh, I love it, especially.
So I mean, I've heard it a few times of like when people would say like, English people when they say come to America and they want water, they say that they don't understand it. And I don't understand how other Americans don't understand. Like, he said water. Like, I don't understand where they're not understanding. So I feel like but I hear that story all the time where they're in the restaurant, they ask for water, then the waiter or waitress doesn't know what they're talking about. And I'm like, how can you hear that?
Like Boston accents. Yeah, I'm a New England Patriots fan, so like people like Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, like when they come on and do a real Boston accent, I think it's great, and also the Deep South. I think it's fantastic.
I mean, I think the American accent is pretty like understandable, but personally, like I prefer the English accent a lot more. It's nice, like I think it's fine, but I just prefer like an English accent if I had to decide.
Oh, one thing I would like to say is, I can't tell the difference at all between an American accent and a Canadian accent. So, I know that's going to get...
What are you talking about?
That's the only word. That is the only word. It's a boot. What I think...
To me, I feel like Canadians talk a little softer. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Canadians, they have like a softer voice.
Of as like standard American accent, like we discussed, like yours, like Midwest, I really like. I think of other ones like the New York accent, again, like the Deep South accent is like quite stereotypically funny accents, like in comedies you like would have like the Deep South like drawl and it's like coming out. Usually,
I know what he's saying. Like in comedies, it's usually like a southern. They Southerns usually get the comedy parts, comedy bits, because I don't know, it's a little bit more funnier when it comes from a Southern.
With funny lines and things, so I think of that as quite like.
Especially when it's like something
sort
like ignorant or
slant
something.
On things.
It can get annoying quite sometimes, but it can get quite whiny but I also prefer the British accent.
I know
specifically
what she's
on
talking
men.
About.
I feel some triggered Americans are going to be like, oh my gosh. To the people out there that are watching, could you give them your best American accent?
On Wednesdays we wear pink. Pink from Mean Girls.
I like my water bottle.
Hi,
That's
my name
okay.
is Izzy, and this is my American accent. Don't put that one on there. Hi, my name's Izzy,
No.
and I'm from America.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
I'm gonna park the car in Harvard Yard.
I'd like to drink a nice cold glass of water.
Water is wet. Because Australian. See, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Water.
That's how everyone thinks
Yeah,
British
water.
people say water. Water.
That was a really good video. I kind of expected it to be a little bit different. I thought it was going to be more of like the English kind of like just picking on American, because that's usually how almost all these videos go. But it's a little bit different. It was a nice video. Saying the ones that said that they like the southern accent threw me a little bit off guard, because I didn't think that they would say the southern accent. I thought it was going to be either Midwest, but really mostly New York, Boston, the Northeast. Those accents, I did not think any of them were going to pick the southern accents. And yeah, I forgot about the Valley Girl, like the nasally, the whiny. I don't like that. I feel like that's probably the only accent that I don't really like, is kind of like that like drawn out accent where it's like all like in your throat, it's nasally. I feel like that kind of accent can kind of get a little annoying sometimes. Other than that, I don't think I have one that I dislike. Like I said, Geordie accent is probably my favorite, or like a real like down to the root country accent, like very, very country. I would say those are my top two, or like Cajun and stuff like that, just because I feel like they're like the most fun to talk to. They're like probably one of the most funny people you'll ever find, and probably like have the most, you know, crazy stories. What do you think of American accent? What do you think of my accent? Like I said, I don't think you can put mine in a category. At least I don't hear it. I don't hear like a country accent. So let me know what you hear, because I'm very curious on that. Let me know in the comments what you think, and you know, I hope you enjoy this video, and like always, there's more to come, and I'll see you in the next one.